What's going on, everybody? Today we're talking about probably one of my favorite pedals I think I've ever owned, the Jackson Audio Prism. So I had actually spent quite a bit of time looking for the right booster pedal to put onto the board. Previously, I had been using an Ibanez tube screamer pedal, kind of as like a clean boost, and I really loved the tone that it was giving me. But it is an overdrive pedal, and it is a little bit more sort of dirtier than I would prefer to have in something that I'm using as a clean boost. So I spent a lot of time really researching and diving into a lot of different pedals, as I had told you guys about a little bit in the pedal board video when I was walking you through that whole thing. But when I had found out about this, I was really kind of blown away by the tone that it's able to give you and just how versatile it is. So I'd like to talk a little bit about kind of the hardware and what kind of controls are on it, and then I'm gonna play a little bit for you so that you can get an idea of the different sort of sounds and I guess flavors that you can get out of it, because it's really a pretty wide variety of different tones that you can get out of it. So when I took this thing out of the box for the first time, I was really surprised at how well built the thing is. Not that I was expecting it to be poorly built, it's probably in terms of build quality, it's probably the best built pedal I think I've ever owned, or that I currently own. I guess the body of the pedal is some kind of a stainless steel, because it's very thick, it's very heavy, it's got a lot of weight to it, but not in a way that's like obnoxious. It just feels like, man, your $259 that you just spent on this thing was well spent, and that it's going to last you a very long time. So you have three knobs on here. You have a tone body, which is basically, treble and bass. And then you have one main knob for your level, and that's just basically determining how much drive or gain, I guess, you're pushing into the signal. And then on either side of the big knob, you have these switches here. So on the one side, you basically have, they're both three-way switches. On the left side, you have low, medium, and high gain. And then on the right, you have different modes. So you have what's called a transparent mode, or trans, and that's just basically taking the tone that you already have through your guitar and kind of just boosting it a bit more. Then the middle switch is going to give you an amp setting, where it's going to give you a little bit more sound. I would assume it just gives you a little bit different of a sound, where it's kind of coloring your tone a little bit more. And then you have a color switch, which is really going to completely change probably the tone that you get through your guitar. It's going to be very, just in my time playing through it, it's very reminiscent of, like a Marshall stack or something like that. So like a plexi kind of a sound, so it's going to give you a completely different tone than what your guitar probably already gives you. So a lot of different options here. So, the other thing too is that the switch, everything is completely silent. So when you switch, there's no sort of click or anything that you hear when you turn it on and off. What I really like about this switch here is that the LED actually changes color depending on how much you're actually pushing the gain. So you can see I've got everything at 12 o'clock, but if I kind of roll it back, it's going to be more of a pinkish color. And then as you see, when I go to when I raise the gain, it's going to go from blue to this purple, and then it goes eventually into red, just to kind of give you an indicator of how much you're really pushing the signal, which is pretty cool. It's just a nice little effect. One thing that you should keep in mind if you do end up getting this pedal is that when it turns on, it is a digital pedal. At least in some bit of it on the inside. So it does actually have kind of a boot up process. It only takes about maybe 10 or 15 seconds, but just something to be aware of. If you do pick this pedal up and you turn it on for the first time, you're like, wait, what is it doing right now? It actually has like a little boot up process. So just be aware of that. But other than that, I'm gonna play through some sounds. We're gonna start out with the transparent mode at low gain. My clean signal, I'll show you that. So today I'm playing my Telecaster. This has Lindy Fralin pickups inside of it, and I'm playing through my OR15 from Orange. This is just my clean signal right here. Cool. There's just one clean signal. So I'll kick this guy on. can see it just pushes it a little bit more. So what I'll do is I'll show you these two knobs here first at the top. So just a plain G chord here. This down this about this way. Really kind of blankets it a bit. And then when I kick this guy up, it's gonna really. Purpose of this, I'm going to keep it around there. That's just how it sounds, I think, best with the amp that I'm using. And then your body knob, so this is at 12 o'clock. Turn it down here. We'll go down all the way, see, to get that. Cool. And then if I kick that up a bit, say around, 1 o'clock or whatever. All the way. All right, so it gives it a lot of bass. So, I'm going to back that off a bit. I'm going to keep that closer to around 12 o'clock. Maybe a little bit more. All right, so I'm going to go down to this little gain knob here so you can get an idea of what that sounds like. So that all sounds good at 12 o'clock. So let's back it off a bit and see what it sounds like at around 9 o'clock. I mean, very, very light. And then I push it up. This is about where I keep it. Push it up a bit more in the red area. Go back to 12 o'clock, and I'll switch this side switch up to the middle position for medium gain. Cool, I'll go up a little bit. Back into that area. Sounds really good. I love this thing. Now I'm going to go back to 12 o'clock and I'll go up to the high gain position. So it really kicks it up quite a bit. It's at 12 o'clock. I'm going to kick it up. Go into this area. So now you're starting to get some real hiss on there and get some real beef, I guess. So that's the transparent mode. I'm gonna kick it back down to low gain, and we're gonna go into the amp mode. I forgot to mention, and I just realized there is a little bit of a reverb on this. There is a little bit of reverb. I do have the Blue Sky just with a basic hall setting, just because I love reverb. You know, so I know I said it's clean, but clean to me, there's always a reverb on. So now we're in the amp mode. I set it back to the you know, the low gain position. So now we're at 12 o'clock. Cool. Kick it up a little bit. Back to 12 o'clock, we're gonna go up, medium gain. Kick it up. All the way up. Something about like the detail that it really kind of brings out that's really just kind of stunning. Just for comparison's sake, I'll turn it off for a second, just when I'm playing something like that. Back on. And then we're going to go into the high gain setting on the amp mode. You can see that this is where it really gets into more of like an overdrive distortion kind of a pedal. Kick it up. Yeah, real nice. All right, so now I'm going to go into the color mode, which, like I said before, is the complete opposite of transparent, right? So it's going to completely kind of transform the tone that you're getting into something that it doesn't even sound like you're playing the guitar that you're playing. This is at 12 o'clock. Almost 12 o'clock, I guess I should say. Right, just to give you an idea, let's go back. Back. Let's kick that thing up. Cool. Up all the way. I'm going to medium gain, back to 12 o'clock. Get up here. Back off on the tone a little bit. It's a little harsh sounding. A little more body. Cool, we'll go all the way up. And now, finally, high gain. So, 12 o'clock, high gain. Right off the bat, I'm going to back off on this tone knob here, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Well, I guess a little less harsh. Pick it up a little bit here. Finally, all the way up. And that is about it. So as you can see, that it's got a lot of different sounds that you can potentially get out of it. The thing is gorgeous looking. The hardware really built like a tank. Pretty much all the controls that you would really ever kind of need. I'm just really pleased with how versatile the pedal is, and I can get pretty much any sound that I would want out of it. So that's about it. Any questions that you guys have about this pedal, please let me know in the comments, and anything else that you might want to see or know about it, let me know as well. If you are watching this video and you liked it, please like the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and I will see you next week.